I got a brain. Welcome to the program. My name's Tom Wise.
And I'm Melinda McKinsey. How about if we unpack some shit today, Tom?
Yeah, let's do it. Where's the red barn door? Hey,
Let's do it.
Paula, I've moved.
Tom has officially moved. I know they say there are three big stresses, or there's probably five, but I know of three. One is moving. Do you know what some of the top stressors are in life?
Probably when your mom dies and getting a new job. Nobody
Death,
gives a shit about dads dying.
right? Death is definitely a big stressor, and divorce is one of the top stressors that causes, health problems, which would make sense. So you just went through one of the world's biggest stressors, and how you doing?
I'm doing great. I've got this tiny little space here. I love it. I mean, it's more colorful than I can show you on the camera. Maybe we'll do a little pan at the end of the day. I've got my dad's old roll top desk. I got a picture of dad
Nice.
on this desk over on the wall. Got a picture of mom. I said to Patrick, Patrick, do you have a particular wall where you put your patents and your trademarks? Because I've got that.
Where's that wall at?
Oh, I'll just start one over here.
There you go.
I've got my best switches, Tom from Mickey Mantle. Remember I showed you that last week or a couple weeks ago? Seems like forever. Then pictures of the girls and all sorts of stuff over there. And we'll do a little pan at the end. I don't want to effort the camera. Yeah. So I'm doing great. And then here's a nice little bonus.
Yes.
I had a king size bed and two significant, end tables, nightstands.
Okay, sure.
And I did the math when they were at my house back at the ranch, and there's like, oh, this isn't gonna fit. I can maybe squeeze one in, the other one goes in the hallway or in storage or whatever, blah blah blah. Yeah. And then I set my room up. I put the big screen TV. That 82-inch TV is in the bedroom. I'm gonna say because I didn't want to give it away. I wasn't ready to give it away. Nobody. I had no spot. Pat didn't want it down here. That behemoth. So I put it in the bedroom, and I kind of jammed it all in, and it was looking awkward. I said, all right, I'm going to try to spin it the way that the bed should be. And sure as shit, get the bed, both nightstands, TV up against the wall. It's really quite amazing. The windows, it's really nice. So, Pat's got a great house here. He's very generous to let me stay. I'm renting a room. It's so official.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, so
good.
Lovely neighborhood also.
Well, I will tell you, if anybody's on iTunes, they can't tell what we're talking about, but can you tell what these are right next to me on the table?
Those are two cats.
So I put these out here. These are adorable little boots because one of the things about being in the world that I miss are wearing my cute shoes. I have so many cute shoes, and I work from home now. So you see from my waist up. And I've been trying to think of, there's no way for me to do shows. So I'm setting out my cute shoes because
those are cute.
And I'm sad about not being able to wear my cute shoes. So I'm trying to find ways to work them into my life.
I feel bad for women. I mean, I remember one time you asked me my favorite pair of shoes, this and this. I got one pair of gym shoes.
No, yeah.
One pair of dress shoes. That's all I have. I'm not a clothes horse at all. Yeah. But I feel sorry for women because they do like their shoes.
Yeah. Yeah, I can imagine. I did read that the what's it called? The high heels, silhouettes, the sales are way down because.
You mean stilettos or silhouettes?
Oh, did I say silhouette? Did I?
Who am I to correct?
Listen, I've been in my house. I probably have dementia.
Yes. I thought maybe there was another name that I was not familiar
with. Stilettos. Yeah. If I didn't say stilettos, I apologize because there's nowhere to wear them. I mean, and those are not comfortable shoes. We buy those because they look good, not because they feel good, because they look good. And I miss all my shoes. I look at them longingly in my closet, like one day, ladies, one day.
It's coming. I'm circling April, May.
Oh, really?
My sister got the shot already. And her husband did. And my son has the shot, and I'm ready for the shot. I think April, May is not out of the ordinary.
We're having some problems in New York. I'm sure we'll get it straightened out. But
of course.
So we're trying to do a 30-minute show, which I think is hilarious. So we're going to try to do it. So what are your topics? I try to keep not that many topics because it's difficult for me to only talk for 30 minutes. What have you got?
I've got one topic called mixed signals.
I love that already. I love everything about that. Okay, I have weird relationships. What are you saving? And what is your pandemic personality?
Weird relationships. What are you saving? And what's your pandemic personality? I like those as well.
All right. So tell me about mixed signals, because I love talking about why things happen the way they happen.
Okay. Well, this is a comedy routine I'm working on. However, the genesis, you got to have genesis and truth. Otherwise, it's like watching a movie and somebody does something that they wouldn't do in real life. It's like, once they do that, I'm out. No, you would run at that point. You wouldn't stick around and start poking around the bushes.
Like, would you believe a pandemic movie if everybody started stealing toilet paper? I would say that's bullshit. No one cares about that.
Crazy orange man in charge throwing paper towels at Puerto Ricans. This is insane.
Breaking in the to the Capitol is a realistic idea. Come on, man.
If you wrote this, no one would believe it.
No.
Anyway, the idea that got me going on this is yellow leaves. I'm trying to figure out how to grow things without really asking for help.
Okay. I understand that.
And it's like, and I'm like, okay, I really love this one particular plant, but the leaves are turning yellow. And I'm saying, am I overwatering or underwatering?
Right.
And you even go to the plant doctor on Google, and it's like, well, yellow is a signal that you're overwatering a plant, unless it's being underwatered. Then it's also yellow. What the fuck?
They don't know either.
So the same signal gives you two the opposite indications. And the tie-in is going to be somewhere like, we depend as humans, we depend on being able to read signals of animals. Are they about to attack? Is that horse about to kick you in the head?
Yeah.
Can you really realistically think about walking up to that woman and ask her if you can buy her a drink? You got to be able to read signals.
Yeah. Read the room. Yeah.
But yeah, so that was my dilemma about mixed signals on. But what is it? It's an interesting thing. Yeah. From a woman or a man, if you like somebody's post on Facebook, guy posted something, look at this cheeseburger I had today at Wimpy's.
Yeah.
And you like that. Does that mean anything, or does it mean nothing? Or is it just, you're just one of a person?
That's a good question, because I think I wish we had other emoji choices to respond to things. They have added some, like they have the care emoji now, right? Like, because people were feeling weird when someone would announce someone's death and people put a bunch of hearts on it. It was kind of like, I recognize you're saying love, but also it feels weird, right? That you would love someone.
I love you. Your dad's dead.
Yes, exactly. And exactly. So I think they should come up with other emojis, because it's very likely if I'm drawn to someone and they post a picture of a cheeseburger, I'm going to say I like it, hoping they'll see that I liked it. And,
Do you ever think, I'm going to send a like to this guy and hopefully he crawls into my DMs?
I'm going to say yes. I think that's a good option.
Really? So if you like something, there's a subtle something going on too.
Sure. Why not? I mean, listen,
I like 50 things a day.
But I do too. It doesn't mean all the stuff I like, I'm trying to get like a little intimate relationship with someone, but you definitely want to leave an open door, right? Hey, if I have people on my Facebook I don't particularly love, so I don't really respond to their stuff because I don't particularly love them. If the same person would post a hamburger, I would say I loved or like the hamburger. So if the person I didn't love posted a hamburger, I would probably just scroll past it because I'm a dick. So I would say that if there's, I mean, I am. I admit that I can be a dick. So I would definitely say men and women both do that. There are definitely times I feel like people have responded to my stuff and I got a different vibe from them. I was like, right. I think, that might be a thing. I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
Of course not.
But then let's say you like somebody and then they don't respond. The thing that bothers me about social media is when someone really stalks you out, right?
Right. So what if you open up your Facebook and some guys liked 9 of your posts?
I would immediately be creeped out.
What's the limit?
Just do 1 or 2, man. You can look at my stuff without liking it. That's the thing, right? If you like a bunch of my stuff from years past, I think that you're not that smart, because you just told me you stalked me. Please don't tell me that. That's creepy, right?
I remember it was 1 o'clock in the morning. Some woman had these unbelievably funny, one funny meme or fun poster, crazy this. And I ended up, oh, fuck, I've liked 7 of these things.
Oh, you got to stop.
Oh, she immediately defriended me. Oh. I had no intentions. I was just like, oh, this is very creative. This is very clever. Yeah. I was just enjoying the hell out of it.
Yes. And I get that too.
She only had like 2 or 3 likes on any one of these things. So she had a small group of friends. It wasn't like she had 50 or 60. So right. Yeah, I was out.
Oh, is it? Because you know what, as women, I will say most of us are pretty defensive because we've been stalked in a creepy way. And so it's a little intimidating, and you think,
it's sad because I had known she lived in Vermont or something. I wasn't doing anything.
That is unfortunate because you didn't mean to come across that way. But as a female, if you like a bunch of our stuff, we feel like you've spent way too much time.
Okay. How about a woman who likes 2 of my things, something from the past and something from the current?
Well, then just start paying attention. She's definitely paying attention to you.
Right, but then she's married.
Oh, well, then she's just being nice.
There we go. I agree.
And she appreciates you because you are funny and you do have funny things on your Facebook. It's funny to me, Tom, because you'll put stuff on social media and I'm like, oh, he's going to get a crowd for this, because you will say things and you'll kind of like, you'll light a match and people are like, oh,
but not in a way. I mean, a lot of things I'll post and you couldn't tell which way I stand on the topic.
That's what I like about it. You can't tell. You leave it wide open, and so people have the real need on your Facebook to respond, and I love it. I think it's a lot of times when you put controversial stuff, I wait to see where it goes, and then I dive bomb in. I like to see where it goes.
It's fun. I just like for folks to think like like the American, like I was talking about Dusty Slade last time, how, he's very religious and he's very this and he varies that. And I go, all those 3 things are because you were born in Alabama.
Yes, absolutely.
You love the flag, you love Jesus, and you love Alabama football.
Right.
But if you born in China, you would not love those things at all.
Right. No, you're absolutely right. And that kind of goes into, I'm curious, I talked about, or I mentioned pandemic personalities. I definitely feel like because I have been working from home and I haven't been out in the world, I have a pandemic personality. Like I'm different now than what I was before. I think it changes you in a certain way. So I'm curious, I know you're out a little bit more, but still your world is different. So
I dodged a bullet this weekend. I really love Joe Mackey. He's a comic that I saw on the last Comic Standing a couple, 3-4 years ago.
Okay.
And I went to Side Splitters when he was doing his tour right after that show. And I loved it. He's a very dry guy. He's very, smart and very funny. And he was at Side Splitters this weekend and a friend of mine was hosting.
Oh, super fun.
So I'm saying, okay, I can go to the Thursday show or the Saturday night show.
Okay.
Sit in the back, wear a mask, distance. I don't want to go to Saturday night at 8. I'll go to the 10:30 show or the Sunday at 7. So I'm sitting there at 9:30 on Saturday night saying, I really can't go. I want to go, but I can't go. This COVID thing is just crawling up everybody's ass.
Yeah.
I don't go. Guess what? The woman, my friend, Dree, who was hosting the show.
Yeah.
First time she ever emceed, I wanted to support her because we've been in contests together. She's young, but we're, it's a nice community. I love that community. I'm the old guy of the community, but it's a great community. Open mic comics, and they're all open mic. What I'm seeing, hey, we're no open mic this weekend, blah, blah, blah. Cause COVID, somebody, anyway, Dree post today. She thinks she's got the COVID. She's woke up with this and that and the other thing. And had I gone, I was going to be hugging her and, talking to the comic and all that. I would have been dead too.
It's stressful, right? I mean, I talked to you about this before. I've been inside for so long And before, the irony is I traveled 5 days a week. I was literally on an airplane 5 days a week to a different city. And now I'm here. So I've gone to extremes. So I feel like my pandemic personality is I'm more cautious than I've ever been in my life.
I know,
I'm more
it's crazy.
cautious about things.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
How do you think your daughter feels about you being there all the time?
I've thought about that.
Because she had a roommate that she never saw.
That's exactly
those are the best. Those are the best kinds of roommates.
Yes. Yes,
just
they are.
Pays the bill, doesn't leave a bunch of dishes behind.
Yep.
And, pops in every now and again. I rented a room to a guy like that. He was up at 7:30 and home at 9 p.m.
Oh,
sweet. I would see him walk by as I'm watching the show, and I'd wave at him as he'd go up to his room because he was beat.
Yeah. Yeah. I have thought about that. And I will say the advantage to this house is we have a full basement that she has set up as a ceramic shop. So in the mornings, we all.
What else would you do? Go on.
Of course, you're going to create some ceramics and get a wheel and make some stuff. So Will, her boyfriend, took a part of the basement. It's a whole separate room, and he builds computers and does gaming and stuff. So that's his whole zone. She has the entire rest of the basement, other than the laundry room, where she's built like walls, and she has her supplies. She has her shelves for her pottery. So we kind of have a routine where we wake up, all the bedrooms are upstairs. They have breakfast, whatever. They go down. I don't see them all day. So I, as the mom, have made sure that I never knock on their bedroom door, because I never want them to feel like mom's knocking on the door, right? Like they need to feel like adults. If I ever want them, I text them. So that way they still have their full privacy. I make sure to not bother them when they're in their bedroom, because I never want them to feel like they're always on guard. I always wait until they come out of the bedroom and give them some time. So I try to be very aware of their space.
Right.
I'm sure it's not their most ideal environment to always have the old mother here, but at the same time, I feel like because I'm older, I'm more sensitive to that. Yeah. And we pretty much stay out of each other's way. There was a day that I said, hey, Will, I texted him. I'm like, how you doing? I haven't seen you in a couple of days, because the way our schedules are, I come into this guest room, I work, I do my stuff, and I go.
So it's an interesting thing with regards to rent and square footage.
Yeah.
Do you think do you feel comfortable giving up the basement like that?
I do, because there's a laundry room down there that I use. So that's all I need. And I like the idea that they have things to do to keep them busy, because I have work and they don't. Right. So it was good that I think it's important during this time that we all have something to do. So we're not just laying around streaming and doing stuff.
Streaming and dreaming.
Yeah. So we talked about that when this all occurred. I'm like, what's going to work? And she had already she was taking a class and dabbled. I'm like, let's go full out. You make this your space. So it's been kind of nice for them to have plans, to have, a schedule. They pretty much have a schedule. I mean, they go and they do their stuff, and we might see each other periodically throughout the day, but I just really try to stay away so they feel like they have their space. And I feel like the house is big enough. We have 3 levels, but I don't really feel
that's delightful then. You're fortunate. Everybody has that. And it's nice that you've got that awareness that they may be feeling a little crowded.
Yeah. I'm sure in their dream world, I wouldn't be here, because then they could run around the house naked or in their underwear or whatever. And I'm here. So that makes it different. But guess what? I can't either. When I was living by myself, I used to be able to walk around in my underwear, and I can't.
Patrick and I are walking around naked all the time.
It's different when you live alone, though. It's very different. I mean, I think we're fortunate in that we have conversations, and I'm always telling Alex, talk about it first. Don't let it build up to something where you're getting upset. So she asked me a question the other day, and I said, hey, I want to remind you, I'm not a martyr and I'm not passive aggressive. If this bothered me, I would have already told you. So if I haven't mentioned it,
nice.
Yeah, if I haven't mentioned it, then it doesn't bother me, because I feel like definitely as I've aged, I've learned it's not worth hanging on to the little grudges, because we all live different ways. Listen, if I had my way, I would have a much cleaner kitchen, but I like having them live with me. So I'll give up a cleaner kitchen.
Because one day, would you rather be by yourself in a super clean kitchen, or would you rather have your kids there?
If I'm all by myself. Yeah, you're absolutely right. So yeah, I've learned, but I think when I was in my 30s, it would have driven me insane, because I had definite ideas about I need this. And now I recognize that I don't. But do you feel like you have a pandemic personality? Because I feel like mine is more cautious and more, I'm not as optimistic as I used to be, I will say.
I've been very lucky. No, I think I understand what's going on. I mean, my girls came down. They came down for 2 months. They're coming back down in April.
Okay.
My ex and my boy and my stepdaughter live, they were 10 minutes away. Now they're 20 minutes away. So, I mean, I've got outlets. I can get out.
Yeah.
They want me to wear a mask over there. I'm fine. I'll wear a mask. That's fine. But then, and then now I'm with Patrick. I mean, could you imagine being by yourself, literally by yourself for all this?
I know people that are, and it's not great. I mean, I told you I bought a Zoom package for a year because I thought, oh, you know what? I'll connect with my girlfriends and I'll, do this thing. Like I was going to do like wine and yoga and not really do yoga, just drink the wine. But I just don't have the energy for it. I have found that at the
end of the day, find and make it happen. Patrick does yoga with his boy on the internet.
Well, Patrick is better than me.
Much better. Much, much better.
He's so much better than I am.
I tell you though, we talked about working out. I'm finding a little bit of energy now that I'm doing the rowing in the morning.
I'm so jealous. I do want to know about the rowing. I started lifting my weights, but I'm very inconsistent, but I have these little like 3-pound weights because before the show, I was shoveling snow. We got 16 inches of snow here in Brooklyn. So I have to shovel. So now I'm sure tomorrow I probably wouldn't be able to lift my arms up because I don't use them for anything other than eating.
It's
right. I mean, I'll just shove my face into the bowl or whatever I need to do. I did read that the pandemic is changing people's bodies because we're not using our muscles like we used to.
You're like in space. You come home, you come out of the capsule, you're atrophied. You can't even stand up.
Well, it's very true though. Cause you know what, Tom, when I was traveling, I was carrying my luggage. I was putting it in the overhead. You know what I mean? I was doing stuff. And now I'm just like, well, I'm hungry. I mean, what am I doing with my arms?
Well, that's very interesting because, last Wednesday I was living on a ranch. I had animals. I used to have a dog. I used to walk the dog a mile twice a day.
Yes.
I'd get up. Oh my gosh, look, I put 3,000 steps in and it's not even 11 o'clock.
That's
now,
nice.
The other day I noticed, I haven't been out of the house.
Yeah. No, I get it. I would love to hear from people what they're doing during the pandemic to keep in shape because I do a thing online with my phone. I've been very inconsistent with it with my niece about the meals I'm eating just to kind of track my food. And here's something interesting I learned, Tom, because I thought I was eating a lot of food. I'm buying a lot of snacks and stuff. I learned from this app that I'm actually not eating enough food. And that's why I wasn't, I know, I'm not taking in enough calories. And so my body was storing fat because even though I feel like it's a lot of food, because I'm home, I'm not as hungry as I was when I was traveling. So I'm literally not taking in enough calories, which is ridiculous. I'm taking in the wrong kind of calories for sure, more sweet stuff than anything else. So then I thought, well, I can't deal with that. So then I started learning Spanish with my sister. And I'm thinking I'm doing great because we're doing that Duolingo. Yes, and so I'm thinking, I'm doing good. I'm doing all the required stuff. Carol and I are following each other. I had like a 74. I'm like, Carol had over 200. I'm not as much as a success as I think I am.
Yeah, in your head, you're crushing it.
I'm winning all the time, but in real life, I'm actually not. So I would love to know what people are doing though, because if you are in your house and clearly we still have COVID, what are people doing? Because even going out isn't the same anymore because of the stress of the crowds and the other people.
It's madness.
So
people are not going out. I had to go down to Sarasota last week and I had to pop into a restaurant. Place was abandoned. It was great. It was, abandoned.
Yeah. They're hinting that we might have indoor dining on Valentine's Day, but I think it's a ruse. I don't think it's going to happen.
They're talking about that. I mean, at the end of the day, 10 years from now, they'll know what we should have done.
Of course.
But, I mean, you look at California, they're shutting it down. They're shutting down restaurants and everything. And you're killing folks. There's stress, suicide, businesses, finances, but they're also burying people at a
Right.
fresh rate.
So why can't the government just write some checks then? I don't understand what the debate is. People are not surviving right now. So why not write some checks? They bailed out all these big corporations that ended up laying people off anyway. So none of it makes any sense to me that we're not taking care of people.
It's a mystery.
I don't really get it. So we probably are out of time. I'm just
give me one more topic.
Okay. So check this out. I was looking up weird relationships because I think relationships are so interesting. Have you ever heard of the man? He was called the man with two swords. The man with two swords. I'm going to pull it up on my phone. There was so much information about this that I literally had to look this up. His name is Juan Baptista. Have you heard of him?
Juan Bautista. Yes, I have heard of him, but I'm just familiar with the name. I'm embarrassed that I don't know anything else.
Okay. So I'm going to read this verbatim so you don't think that I'm making this up. Okay. He was born in Portugal in 1843. I'm going to go through all that, blah, blah, blah. As a child, he was considered handsome, fit, and well proportioned, except for he had two distinct genitalia. And he had an extra limb. So he had two penises. Does it ring any bells yet? That's why he's called the man with two swords.
Well, I was going to say something like that, but I thought, well, does everything have to be a dick joke? And apparently it does. It is.
Everything is a dick joke. We live in America. So it said that when he urinated, it came from both penises at the same time. When he had sex, guess how he had sex? Do you want to guess?
It was painful for her.
That's what I thought too before. So I was like, how dare he? He better not. He would use one, and when he was finished, then he would use the other one.
Oh, my Lord. How about that? Were they lined up at the door?
No woman wants that. No woman's going, bring me another one. Like, and then where's the other one at when the first one's working? Like, what does that even look like? So, okay. So the reason I found this guy is because I was looking up weird relationships.
Yeah.
He
married twins.
Well, it's even more interesting than that, Tom.
Come on, it can't be more interesting than that.
It is more interesting than that. He hooked up with a woman who was born. Let me make sure I have this correct.
Don't tell me she's got two vaginas.
She had two vaginas and four breasts. Her name was Blanche Dumas, and she
no
was
waiting.
No, this is true. Blanche Dumas, she was a high-class prostitute. Because think about it. She was a high-class prostitute.
Double your fun. Instead of two. Yeah.
I had a crazy affair. They both had 3 legs. And I can't find a good relationship.
Really? And they had kids.
No, they did not have kids. They were lovers, and they said they had a very wonderful sex life.
How delightful. Isn't that nice?
It's so nice for them.
So, do we have a ball count on Juan?
2.
Huh?
2.
You just said 2.
Two sets of scrotums.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. 2 sets of scrotums. So yeah, and I didn't read anything about children or anything else, just that, the circuses tried to hire him and he kept turning them down.
But who tried to hire him?
What?
Who tried to hire him?
The circus. They wanted to use him in a sideshow, and he would never do it. The French circus. But he did he let medical professionals, study him and see what was going on. But I kind of like that, right? Like he actually was like, you're not going to make me a freak, but if you want to figure some stuff out, you can. And I guess his third limb, it wasn't really working. So he would take like a brace and just like brace it down on his leg. Weird relationships.
Amen. Thank God they found each other.
Good for them. And then I read, I thought I knew this person, but maybe I made this up in my head. The Emperor Nero, Nero. Don't you remember hearing about him in school, like Nero?
Well, the classic saying is Nero fiddled while Rome burned.
Well, according to what I read, Nero fell in love with a young boy, and he loved the young boy so much that he wanted to make him into a woman. So he had him castrated, and then he married him.
Well, I don't think that was unusual to have a castration for certain people at the king's court. I mean, they used to make eunuchs so
Yes.
that you could be part of the court and not have to, the king didn't have to worry about them messing with his women.
So
Or for singing too, for choirs.
Singing for choir. What do you think about that, Tom? Do you think that?
I think that if I was that boy, I'd be upset. But who knows? I was watching. You know what? You go down these rabbit holes.
Yes.
And I was on Netflix, and I'm just scrolling. I said, I've seen that. I'm not interested. This is
Right.
So I land on this thing about lady boys. Are you familiar?
I've seen something similar to that. Go on.
And so it's in Thailand.
Yes, I saw the preview for that Lady Boys in Thailand. Did you watch it?
The interesting thing about this is that in my mind, without any kind of information, I'm like, oh, well, these guys, due to poverty or whatever, they're forced into this lifestyle. This is my assumption going in.
Okay.
Right? Nobody wants this. Oh, no, no, no. These boys want this. They want that dynamic. They get breast augmentations. They've got skinny little waists. They look like 22-year-old girls.
Sure. Yeah, I'm sure they're beautiful.
They're taking hormones. I mean, this is not something that they.
Wow.
But it's odd how you've got this proliferation of this class or this whole scene in this particular space. I mean, we don't have it in Atlanta.
Right. No, you're absolutely right. Well, I guess culturally, is it an accepted practice then?
They tend to get into prostitution, although they will occasionally fall into a relationship. One episode I watched, the guy was in a relationship. It was almost healthy.
Okay.
They were loving each other. He's very kind towards them. The old guy from Ohio was never going to marry her, right. But right. He was loving and kind, and they had a positive relationship. He would help him with his family and financially and things like this. And they had, from the little bit I watched, it's like they're holding hands going down the market. They're very loving.
Maybe we'll get to the point in this world where it won't matter what your sex is, that love will be love, right? I mean, because we're still in the point where people are, I mean, it depends on what city you're in. In New York, you can be as gay as you want to be. Nobody cares, but you cannot really be openly gay in parts of Alabama, like you said, like down in the South. Like it's just, they're going to hassle you. So it would be nice if it just became a thing where nobody was shocked. It doesn't matter what the sex is. If you love somebody, you love somebody. That would be nice.
Amen to that.
That'd be really nice. Well, before we go, I know I told you I wanted you to watch this, but I want to recommend In and of Itself on Hulu.
I tried to talk the ex into watching it the other day. We didn't do it. We sat around for 2 hours on our phones, yammering about this, that, and the other thing, watching something else. I go, we could have watched that show.
It's only 90 minutes, and I don't want you to know too much about it. I just want you to have.
Yeah, don't tell me anything about it.
I'm not going to. I just want you to have the experience. It's something that the people I care about, I want them to watch it so we can talk about it, because I thought it was beautiful.
Okay. I will watch it. Can I tell you that I put that TV inside the bedroom? It's amazing.
I bet it is.
It's like I don't want to watch anything anywhere else but right in the bed with this giant. I thought, oh no, it's gonna be too big. It's gonna be like you're on it. Like, oh no. It's like going to a movie theater. It's a dream theater where you go to the theater and God, wouldn't it be nice if there was a bed in here or a couch or something I could lay down and watch a show? I'm in a king size bed, a huge TV at the end of the thing. It's amazing.
Good for you. I'm glad that the transition's working out. So if you now have that in your room, when you do get your own place, is that something you would continue doing, or would you?
Good question, because I never had a TV in the house, in the bedroom. I never had a TV in the bedroom.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, for feng shui, you're not supposed to. You're not supposed to have any other distractions, because the bedroom is for other things, for sleeping or having sex or whatever.
I'm sleeping like a baby. My Fitbit said I'm sleeping great.
Okay, well then it must work for you. I mean, we're all different. Well, I'm glad that you like it. Please, if anybody has the opportunity, go to Hulu and watch In and of Itself, and let's talk about it. What is your tip for the day?
I had a tip in my mind the other day, and
come on, man, you always have tips.
My only tips was like, keep ahead of the curve. Like I'm looking at, I've got labels I have to send out to China.
Okay.
I'm saying, how nice would that be if you get those labels out a month early?
No, yeah.
Instead of 3 days late.
Yeah. I'm not that person. I'm a last minute.
I know. Reduce your stress. Let's do things early.
What's the secret to doing that?
Just make your list. Keep ahead of the curve.
Okay. Keep ahead of the curve, everybody. That's the sexy tip of the day. Keep ahead of that curve.
You want to see what it looks like in here?
Let's show everybody what you've transitioned to from the ranch to, what is this room called normally? Is it an office or?
This used to be a laundry room. Pat converted it long ago, not for me, but he converted it long ago. So here's the pattern wall. There's my Mickey mantle.
Yeah.
There's mom and dad. There's dad on the same roll top that I've got.
Nice.
This is the roll top desk.
Very nice.
Hard to see.
How long have you had? That was your dad's roll top?
I've had this roll top for 30 years.
Nice. Very nice.
Kids in the corner. It's hard to see this.
Pictures are very important.
There's the weight room.
There's the weight room.
I don't know if you can see can you see the end of that rowing machine right there?
Yes, I can see the rowing machine. I do want to talk to you about that.
You got the TV, and then I love these pictures the kids made years ago. And there you go. We've done a circle.
Yeah, no, you've made your space in that short period of time. Like you've really set it up just for you, which I think is important, right? I think your space that you're in really affects. Why is it all hazy now?
It's this camera. I think Edison used this to make a couple of films.
Okay. Gotcha.
So,
I mean, that's the kind of camera I'll want to use in 10 years. Be like, keep it hazy, man.
All right. Are we doing a show tomorrow or are we doing a show Friday?
Well, since we're a day behind, we have to catch up, right? I mean, you tell me. You're the boss.
Let's do another show. We'll do a 30-minute show tomorrow.
Okay. All right.
We're pretending I'm the boss.
What?
We all know who's in charge.
How many minutes did we do today?
This is somewhere in the 40-minute area.
Oh, and that felt very tight and short. All right.
That's what she said. All right. Well, my name's Tom Wise.
And I'm Melinda McKinsey.
Thanks for stopping by and unpacking some shit. I guess we'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Have a good day.